In the heart of Africa, spirituality is deeply woven into the very fabric of life, nature, and the cosmos. Central to many African belief systems are the Orishas, divine beings in the Yoruba tradition, who embody the essential forces of existence. These are not just gods of myth, but living energies that shape the world around us. Their power stretches far beyond Africa's borders. Having traveled across oceans during the transatlantic slave trade, reaching the Americas and the Caribbean, the Orishas are not relics of the past. They are living forces that continue to guide millions today, helping us understand the mysteries of life, nature, and the divine. The Yoruba people, whose homeland is spread across what is now Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Ghana, and Sierra Leone, played a pivotal role in the history of the slave trade. Yet despite the horrors of displacement, the worship of the Orishas survived underground, often hidden in plain sight within Catholicism. Across the Americas, Yoruba traditions evolved and flourished. In Cuba, it became Santeria. In Brazil, it took root as candomblé, and in Haiti, it transformed into voodoo. While these traditions were forced to adapt, the essence of the Orishas remained intact: wisdom, justice, love, and power. These deities weren't just symbols of faith. They became symbols of resilience, hope, and spiritual resistance. During the brutal oppression of slavery, the Orishas offered enslaved Africans a spiritual lifeline, a way to stay connected to their heritage, their identity, and the wisdom of their ancestors. Hidden in sacred rituals and prayer, the Orishas kept the flame of African spirituality alive, offering strength and empowerment through every hardship. Today, their influence can still be felt across the globe. In this video, we will journey through the realm of the Orishas, exploring the profound lessons and powerful stories that have shaped the spiritual lives of millions. We begin with Olodumare, the supreme creator, the source of all life and energy. From there, we'll uncover the wisdom of Orunmila, the Orisha of divination and knowledge. We'll meet Eshu, the trickster and messenger who stands at the crossroads of fate. Next, we'll explore Ogun, the Orisha of iron and war, whose strength forged civilizations. Then we'll journey with Obatala, the embodiment of purity and justice, and feel the thunder of Shango, the powerful Orisha of storms and fire. We'll dive into the vast oceans with Yemoja, the nurturing mother of all life, and bask in the love and beauty of Oshun, the goddess of affection and grace. We'll feel the fierce winds and storms of Oya, the goddess of transformation and change, and discover Obaluaye, the Orisha who teaches us about the dual forces of disease and healing. From there, we'll uncover the secrets of Osanyin, the guardian of herbal medicine, and learn how Erinle, the Orisha of hunting and abundance, connects us to the land's prosperity. Finally, we'll connect with Egungun, the powerful force of the ancestors, the spirit that keeps the wisdom of the past alive. Each Orisha represents an aspect of life, from creation and love to justice, transformation, and healing. Their stories are not just sacred tales, they are life lessons that transcend time and culture. Join us on this journey through the divine, where the ancient energies of the Orishas continue to guide and inspire us. At the top of the Yoruba spiritual hierarchy is Olodumare, the supreme god and creator of all things. Olodumare is not just a deity, but the very essence of creation itself. Omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient, Olodumare's influence is felt in every part of existence, from the smallest particle to the grandest forces of nature. Though distant from humanity, Olodumare is the source of all energy, life, and matter. Unlike the Orishas, Olodumare is not worshipped directly. Instead, the Orishas act as intermediaries, carrying out Olodumare's divine will. Olodumare represents both the beginning and the end, creating the universe with the help of the Orishas to bring order to chaos. The creation story begins with nothingness, until Olodumare in divine wisdom decided to create light. This light spread across the void, forming the earth, sky, seas, and all living creatures. Olodumare's essence imbued the earth with the spiritual energy necessary for life to flourish. Though Olodumare is often seen as distant, this transcendence makes the deity all-encompassing. Everything, air, soil, water, and even the smallest creatures, holds an inherent connection to Olodumare. Olodumare is believed to shape the destinies of all beings, but rather than strict fate, people are granted free will to make choices within their divine path. Each person is thought to be assigned a guiding Orisha at birth by Olodumare, who helps navigate life's challenges. The Orishas, each representing different forces of nature, are manifestations of Olodumare's energy. Through prayers and rituals, the Yoruba honor Olodumare, understanding that all aspects of life from joy to hardship are part of the divine order. Olodumare's influence extends beyond the physical world, guiding humanity through the Orishas. The legacy of Olodumare was carried by enslaved Africans across the world, embedding itself in spiritual systems like Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou. Though Olodumare is not always directly invoked in these practices, his presence is always acknowledged, with the Orishas still understood to answer to him. In the Americas, Olodumare has taken on new names like Olorun or Olofi, yet remains central to the spiritual practices of Afro descendants. His worship survived through secrecy and syncretism during slavery, and today, Olodumare continues to be honored as a force of healing, justice, and cosmic order. Unlike the Orishas who govern specific domains, Olodumare's wisdom encompasses all creation. His knowledge is believed to flow into wise leaders and healers, guiding them in their decisions. Orunmila, the Orisha of wisdom, receives his insights from Olodumare, reflecting the deity's boundless understanding of fate, destiny, and nature's cycles. Through deep reflection and reverence, humans can connect to Olodumare's divine wisdom, discovering their own divine purpose. In the next chapter, we will explore Orunmila, the Orisha of wisdom and divination, and how he bridges the spiritual and human worlds through the Ifa divination system. Orunmila, the Orisha of wisdom and divination. Orunmila is the Orisha of wisdom, divination, and knowledge, and he holds a crucial role in the Yoruba pantheon. Revered as the guardian of human destiny and the keeper of cosmic wisdom, he is often seen as the divine teacher who reveals the secrets of both the material and spiritual worlds. His wisdom is not just theoretical but practical, guiding individuals on their life path. Unlike other Orishas whose powers focus on specific aspects of life, love, war, fertility, Orunmila's wisdom transcends these boundaries, covering the entire universe. His knowledge extends to the unseen forces shaping the world, and through him, the mysteries of existence are made accessible to humans. Orunmila's origins are deeply connected to the creation narrative in Yoruba cosmology. Created by Olodumare, he was one of the first to witness creation and in doing so gained infinite wisdom. This wisdom laid the foundation for the Ifa divination system, where the Odu Ifa sacred texts hold the answers to life's greatest mysteries. The Ifa system is central to Yoruba spirituality, offering a method of communication with the divine, understanding fate, and seeking guidance. Orunmila, as the master of Ifa, is the one who imparts this wisdom to diviners who interpret the Odu to provide answers about past, present, and future events. It is through Orunmila's wisdom that individuals can align with their destiny and navigate the complexities of life. At the heart of Orunmila's power is his ability to perceive the unseen, to see beyond time and space, and to offer guidance on how to maintain balance between opposing forces like light and darkness, good and bad. His teachings emphasize that these forces are not to be fought but balanced, for they are essential for maintaining harmony in the world. Orunmila also teaches that destiny is not fixed. It is a dynamic process influenced by free will. While he knows each soul's path, he teaches that individuals can still shape their journey through their choices. The key is to align with one's Ori, spiritual destiny, and live in harmony with the divine plan, which is made clearer through the wisdom of Orunmila. Diviners trained in the Ifa tradition help individuals understand the hidden forces in their lives. By consulting Orunmila through divination, they gain clarity on health, wealth, relationships, and spiritual paths, receiving guidance to make wise decisions. Orunmila's foresight reveals truths that guide individuals through life's challenges, helping them navigate uncertainties and align with their higher purpose. Orunmila's wisdom, however, extends beyond personal guidance. It is also a repository of African knowledge preserved and carried across the Atlantic during the transatlantic slave trade. As enslaved Africans were displaced, they carried Orunmila's teachings with them, often through secret traditions and syncretized practices like those in Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou. Despite centuries of colonialism and forced syncretism, Orunmila's influence remained strong in the Afro-diasporic religious systems, continuing to guide communities in navigating their spiritual journeys. One of the most powerful stories of Orunmila's wisdom is his role in helping the Orishas during the creation of the world. When Olodumare instructed the Orishas to create life, they were uncertain about how to proceed. It was Orunmila, with his divine understanding of balance, fate, and cosmic law who guided them. This myth not only underscores his role as a cosmic guide, but also emphasizes the need for wisdom and clarity in navigating life's challenges. Through Orunmila's teachings, we understand that wisdom is not just knowledge. It is the key to aligning with the divine order, understanding the mysteries of existence, and shaping one's destiny. In the next chapter, we will explore Eshu, the trickster and gatekeeper, whose influence over fate, choice, and chaos plays a crucial role in the Yoruba pantheon. Eshu's dynamic nature makes him one of the most fascinating and essential Orishas. Eshu, the trickster, messenger and gatekeeper in Yoruba cosmology, Eshu stands at the crossroads of life, embodying chaos, choice, and balance. While Orunmila represents wisdom, Eshu represents the necessary disruptions that lead to growth and transformation. He is the divine messenger and trickster, but not malicious. His actions foster awareness, initiate change, and reveal deeper truths. Eshu is integral to Yoruba spirituality, ensuring the flow of energy between humans, the Orishas, and Olodumare. As the intermediary, he carries messages, opens the way for rituals, and ensures prayers and sacrifices reach their destination. No ritual is complete without honoring Eshu, as he is the one who clears the path and makes divine communication possible. Eshu is also the gatekeeper of choice. The Yoruba believe that every decision in life influences one's destiny. Eshu stands at the crossroads where these choices are made, ensuring that humans have the power to shape their own paths. However, he also teaches that every decision carries consequences, affecting not just individuals but the entire cosmic order. One famous story about Eshu involves a disagreement among the gods over how food should be divided. Eshu, dressed in two different colors, tricked both parties into believing the other had disrespected them, leading to chaos. But this disruption was not malice. It was meant to teach the gods a lesson about communication and perception. Eshu's trickery shows how confusion can reveal deeper truths and teach valuable lessons. When the Yoruba were displaced through the transatlantic slave trade, Eshu's wisdom traveled with them. In the Americas, Eshu became a central figure in Afro-diasporic spiritual systems like Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou. His role as the messenger and gatekeeper was preserved through syncretism, where he was associated with saints like Saint Anthony of Padua. Eshu's influence in the diaspora is not just symbolic, but living. He helps guide communities through life's crossroads, especially when faced with adversity, urging them to persist even in uncertain times. His energy teaches the importance of communication, balance, and choice, principles central to African spirituality. Eshu, the keeper of secrets, represents transformation through disruption and teaches that even chaos can lead to growth. Without him, life would lack evolution. Without his influence, there would be no chance for transformation or understanding. Next, we will explore Ogun, the Orisha of iron, war, and technology. Ogun, like Eshu, drives transformation but does so through strength, raw power, and innovation. While Eshu navigates through choice and change, Ogun forges paths through determination and force. Ogun, the Orisha of Iron Eshu, governs the realms of faith, choice, and disruption, and Orunmila guides wisdom, destiny, and balance. Ogun stands as the embodiment of strength, transformation, and innovation. Ogun is not only the Orisha of war and iron, but also the patron of those who shape the world with their hands: blacksmiths, warriors, engineers, and inventors. His divine power is rooted in the very tools of creation: iron, fire, and labor, representing the raw energy that forges civilization. Ogun's influence transcends mere physical strength. He is the force behind technological advancement and human progress. His story is one of relentless perseverance and the ability to transform the world through sheer willpower and ingenuity. Ogun is a warrior, a creator, and a protector, and his presence is felt in every act of creation and destruction, as he is the Orisha who clears the path and opens the way. Ogun's birth is shrouded in deep symbolism, reflecting the duality of his nature. As one of the first Orishas created by Olodumare, Ogun embodies both the destructive and creative forces in the universe. His birth represents the convergence of primal energy and divine purpose. Ogun was brought into existence as the god of iron, the substance from which tools, weapons, and machines are made. This iron, often forged in the fires of creation, is the substance that enables both construction and destruction, making Ogun a deity of profound influence. In many Yoruba myths, Ogun is depicted as a fierce warrior, often leading his people into battle. But beyond his warrior nature, Ogun is also the divine blacksmith, the craftsman who shapes the world through his skill with iron. It is said that Ogun was the first to discover the art of metalwork, using his strength and ingenuity to create tools and weapons that would not only serve his people in warfare, but also aid in the building of civilizations. Ogun thus becomes a bridge between the wild and the civilized, between nature and technology. Ogun's power is manifested through the tools he creates, tools that shape the world and human destiny. His axe is the symbol of his might, used both in battle and in the clearing of forests to make way for human civilization. As the god of iron, Ogun represents the power to shape, destroy, and rebuild the world according to the needs of humanity. One of the most prominent aspects of Ogun's mythology is his role as the Orisha of war. Ogun's fierce spirit and unyielding determination make him the protector of warriors, soldiers, and all those who stand against injustice. His energy is the force that drives warriors into battle, encouraging them to fight not out of malice but out of necessity, whether to defend their home, their loved ones, or their honor. Ogun's warriors are not just physical fighters, they are spiritual soldiers, individuals who fight for what is just and true. Ogun's warriors are imbued with the qualities of courage, discipline, and sacrifice. They are expected to carry out their duties with honor and to respect the sanctity of life, understanding that their battles are not simply for personal gain, but for the greater good of their communities. Obatala, the Orisha of Purity. While Ogun forges paths with strength and iron and Eshu ushers change through disruption, Obatala stands as the embodiment of purity, wisdom, and justice. His presence offers a peaceful and reflective force, guiding creation through spiritual clarity and moral integrity. Obatala is concerned with internal refinement, helping souls align with divine understanding, balance, and righteousness. Obatala represents the higher aspects of humanity, such as the pursuit of moral integrity, mental clarity, and a deep connection to divine justice. While Ogun shapes the physical world through force and destruction, Obatala shapes the spiritual path, helping each soul reach its highest potential. Obatala's birth symbolizes spiritual perfection. He was tasked by Olodumare to create humanity. According to Yoruba mythology, Obatala molded the first humans from clay using the purest essence of his being. This act reflects his deep connection to wisdom, compassion, and spiritual clarity. Obatala's creation of the human form symbolizes his role as the Orisha of spiritual clarity and moral integrity. Through this divine act, Obatala infused humanity with a sacred blueprint, a reflection of divine order that should guide humanity through justice and balance. Obatala's defining trait is his association with purity, spiritual, mental, and physical. As the Orisha of Purity, he helps clear doubt, confusion, and spiritual clutter, guiding followers toward clarity and understanding. He is the one invoked when seeking peace of mind, spiritual healing, and direction. His energy is calming and peaceful, offering stillness of the mind and purity of the heart. Beyond personal spiritual journeys, Obatala's guidance also fosters fairness and integrity in relationships, ensuring that both personal and collective energies align with the highest principles of justice. As the Orisha of divine justice, Obatala ensures that individuals act with fairness, equity, and righteousness in all things. He encourages the alignment of one's actions with divine principles, teaching that true spiritual clarity and healing come from moral purity. Obatala's wisdom is deeply rooted in the understanding that justice is about restoring balance. He embodies the belief that justice is not about punishment, but about returning things to their proper order. He is often called upon to mediate disputes and conflicts, offering equitable solutions that lead to peace and harmony. One notable myth about Obatala's sense of justice involves a kingdom he created. When conflict arose among the people, Obatala created a challenge to test their moral integrity. His purpose was to show that true justice involves balance. The justice is achieved through giving, receiving, and mutual respect. Obatala taught that true peace comes from recognizing the inherent dignity of every individual, regardless of their status. This myth highlights Obatala's role as the mediator of fairness. He demonstrates that justice is not just about ruling over others, but about ensuring that everyone has an equal share in divine harmony. When Yoruba religion was Brought to the Americas and the Caribbean through the transatlantic slave trade, the worship of Obatala endured even amidst the suppression of African religious practices. In the diaspora, Obatala became closely associated with Our Lady of Mercy or Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception, both symbols of purity and divine grace in Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou. Obatala remains a central figure of worship. His focus on spiritual purity and moral righteousness continues to inspire people even in the face of hardship. In these diasporic religions, Obatala is invoked to guide individuals toward peace, purity, and divine understanding. During times of slavery and oppression, Obatala's energy became a symbol of resilience. His teachings helped the oppressed maintain spiritual clarity and pursue justice. Even in the most challenging circumstances, Obatala inspired individuals to hold on to their sense of divine balance and moral integrity. With Obatala's influence now clearly established, we transition to Shango, the Orisha of thunder, fire, and kingship. While Obatala provides a force of peace, wisdom, and clarity, Shango ignites the path of leadership, power, and transformation. Shango, the Orisha of thunder. As Obatala represents divine clarity, balance, and purity, we now turn to Shango, the embodiment of raw power, transformation, and leadership. Where Obatala offers spiritual refinement, Shango fuels the dynamic forces of thunder, fire, and kingship. If Obatala is the symbol of spiritual purity, Shango stands as the fiery force of divine authority and righteous rule, commanding both the heavens and the earth with unyielding spirit. Shango is not only the Orisha of thunder and fire, but also the embodiment of masculine power. However, his influence extends beyond mere brute strength. Shango is also revered for his wisdom, compassion, and unwavering commitment to justice. As the king of the Orishas, his authority is earned through his strength, leadership in battle, and deep care for his people. His power is rooted in his capacity to protect, defend, and most importantly, transform. Shango's tale begins as a mortal king in the ancient kingdom of Oyo, one of the greatest empires of Yoruba land. As a mortal, Shango was known for his immense strength and charisma, a king of battle revered for his bravery and wisdom. However, his passionate nature also led him to impulsiveness and destruction, especially when faced with personal struggles or political tensions. During a great crisis, Shango called upon the gods to help protect his people. In his desperation, he invoked the elements of thunder and fire, and through his dedication, he was granted divine powers. His mortal strength was transformed into a divine essence, and from this moment Shango became the Orisha of thunder, fire, and the storm, a force not of destruction alone, but of renewal and transformation. The very fire he commanded was no longer merely destructive, but symbolized creation, burning away the old to make room for the new. His thunder echoed in the hearts of his people, awakening them to the realities of leadership, justice, and courage. Shango's transformation shows that divine authority is not just about strength, but the ability to lead and evolve. As the Orisha of kingship, Shango is the epitome of divine leadership. His rule was not only based on physical prowess, but on a balance between strength and compassion, justice and passion, wisdom and might. For the Yoruba people, Shango symbolizes the ideal ruler, one who commands respect, maintains order, and leads with both fierce authority and a heart full of compassion for the oppressed. Shango is often called upon during moments of leadership crisis or personal battles. His wisdom is not limited to political power, but extends to personal struggles, guiding those who face the difficult task of leading with both strength and integrity. His sense of justice is forceful, punishing wrongdoers while ensuring that righteousness prevails. Shango's authority is more than just about ruling. He is a protector and a defender of the weak, standing firm against injustice and oppression. He is the divine judge whose decisions are backed by both compassion and unwavering conviction. Shango's elemental forces, thunder, fire, and lightning, represent the dynamic power he wields to both destroy and create. His thunder is the unseen force of divine will, shaking both the heavens and the earth, compelling transformation and action. Fire, as Shango's signature force, symbolizes change, burning away the old to make way for the new. His weapon, the Ashe double-headed axe, symbolizes his power to command both the forces of thunder and fire. The axe is an emblem of Shango's ability to clear obstacles, whether in the form of personal challenges or societal injustices. Just as a blacksmith shapes metal in the forge, Shango's fire reshapes the world, paving the way for transformation. In Yoruba myth, Shango's thunder strikes without warning, reminding his followers of life's unpredictability and the need for preparedness and alertness. His lightning not only illuminates the heavens but represents divine revelation, sudden bursts of clarity that cut through confusion and bring profound insights into the truth. One of the most famous myths about Shango involves his passionate relationship with his wife Oya, the Orisha of winds and storms. Their love was intense, mirroring the powerful forces of both creation and destruction. However, Shango's fiery temper often led to conflict, and one version of the myth describes how this impulsiveness led to his downfall. Overcome by guilt and sorrow, Shango eventually retreats to the wilderness where his transformation from a mortal king to a divine Orisha takes place. This change, however, is not a punishment but a rebirth. His fall from grace represents the personal evolution that comes with struggle and self-awareness, showing that true growth comes through confronting one's flaws and learning from mistakes. Shango's relationship with Oya symbolizes the balance of powerful forces within the human soul. Together, they represent the duality of creation and destruction, showing that love and power, leadership and compassion, are inseparable aspects of the same divine energy. As the Yoruba traditions were carried across the Atlantic during the transatlantic slave trade, Shango's influence remained strong in the Americas and Caribbean. Shango's worship became integral to Afro-diasporic religions like Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou, where he was syncretized with Catholic saints like Saint Barbara and Saint Jerome, who share attributes of strength, protection, and leadership. In the diaspora, Shango's role as the god of kingship and warfare evolved to represent resilience, empowerment, and revolution. Shango became a symbol of resistance against oppression, a force of strength and rebirth for those who were stripped of their freedom. His influence is felt strongly in movements for social justice, freedom, and the ongoing fight for equality. In the diaspora, Shango's flame remains a beacon of hope and empowerment. Even in the face of adversity, his fiery spirit continues to inspire communities to rise and transform their societies in the pursuit of justice and freedom. With Shango's powerful energy now explored, we turn to Yemoja, the Orisha of the seas and motherhood, a nurturing healing force that complements Shango's intensity. Yemoja embodies love, fertility, and the healing power of water, providing a counterbalance to Shango's fiery spirit. Yemoja, the Orisha of the sea and motherhood. Music. Transitioning from the fiery power of Shango, we encounter the calming and nurturing presence of Yemoja, the Orisha of the seas, motherhood, and the source of life. While Shango brings transformation through fire and storm, Yemoja represents the foundational energy of nurturing, fertility, and protection. She is the divine mother, the oceanic force from which all life emerges. Her influence stretches beyond the spiritual world, guiding the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Yemoja's domain is the water, the primal element that sustains life. Water contains within it the potential for both creation and destruction. As the mother of many Orishas, including Oshun, Yemoja's influence resonates throughout both Yoruba and Afro-diasporic spiritual systems. Her role is not just in nurturing life, but also in protecting and guiding those she cares for through all the stages of existence. Yemoja's birth is one of the most profound myths in Yoruba cosmology. She is considered one of the oldest Orishas, a primordial mother goddess and the source of all life. According to myth, she was born from Olokun, the goddess of the deep ocean, and emerged from the union of the heavens and the earth. This union created Yemoja, the mother of all Orishas. Her name, Yemoja, means mother whose children are fish, symbolizing her deep connection to water as the origin of all aquatic life. As the primeval waters, Yemoja contains all the potential for creation. She gives birth to life itself, nurturing and protecting all that comes into existence under her care. Just as the sea is vast, deep and all-encompassing, so too is Yemoja's influence, extending to every corner of existence, both physical and spiritual. At the heart of Yemoja's identity is her role as the Divine Mother. As the mother of many Orishas, Yemoja holds a unique place in the spiritual world. Her nurturing energy is strongly associated with fertility, both physical and spiritual. Whether it's the conception of children or the nurturing of creativity and spiritual potential, Yemoja is called upon by those seeking fertility and abundance. She is also a goddess of healing and protection. Her protective nature is twofold. Yemoja is the calm, restorative force of the ocean, offering peace and comfort. But she also carries within her the unpredictable power of the sea, a force that can become overwhelming when her children are threatened. Just as the ocean cleanses the land, Yemoja cleanses the soul. Her embrace is both gentle and fierce, a loving mother who offers nourishment and defense in equal measure. In moments of hardship, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, people turn to Yemoja for healing. It is believed that the water she governs can wash away burdens, fears, and spiritual impurities. Her cleansing waters offer renewal and restoration, and her influence provides a safe harbor for those seeking peace and balance in their lives. Water, in its connection to Yemoja, is both the physical sustenance of life and a symbol of emotion, intuition, and the unconscious mind. The vastness and depth of the ocean symbolize Yemoja's emotional range. Her feelings, memories, and inner wisdom run deep. While the ocean can be stormy and unpredictable, it also offers hidden wisdom and life-giving energy. Yemoja's role as the mother of life mirrors the cyclical nature of the sea. The waves represent the ebb and flow of life, the constant cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Just as the ocean is always in motion, so too is Yemoja, a goddess whose influence is continually renewing and transforming the world around her. In many depictions, Yemoja is shown as a beautiful woman with long flowing hair, adorned with shells and pearls, symbols of the ocean's abundance and mystery. Her form is often portrayed as immense and powerful, embodying the deep strength and vulnerability of the sea. She is the mother who gives life, yet also has the power to create destruction when needed. Her presence in the world shapes the hearts and souls of those who honor her, guiding them toward peace and spiritual wisdom. Yemoja's legacy is inextricably tied to her role as a healer and provider. She is often called upon during times of fertility, emotional healing, and spiritual cleansing. Many women invoke her assistance, seeking her blessings for conception or in the midst of personal crisis. Yemoja is believed to bless her followers not just with fertility in the traditional sense, but also with the ability to nurture their creativity and spiritual potential. Her healing power extends through the element of water, the most vital force on earth. Devotees partake in purification rituals, often bathing in water or making offerings of fish, symbolizing both the renewing and life-giving powers of the ocean. These rituals mark spiritual rebirth and renewal, and in many Afro-diasporic traditions, Yemoja is invoked during cleansing ceremonies and initiations. In the diaspora, Yemoja's worship is widespread, particularly in Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou, where she is often syncretized with Our Lady of Regla or Our Lady of the Sea. Her reverence in places like Brazil, Cuba, and Haiti highlights her importance as the mother of the ocean, a goddess who nurtures, heals, and protects. Her connection with life-giving waters transcends cultures, and across the diaspora, she is honored as one of the most widely revered Orishas. As we leave the soothing embrace of Yemoja, we turn to Oshun, the Orisha of love, beauty, and the sweet waters. Oshun's realm is one of prosperity, sensuality, and creativity, where her waters not only heal but also inspire and transform. Oshun is the goddess who governs the sweet rivers of life, guiding her followers toward love, beauty, and success. Her influence is subtle but powerful, adding layers of richness to the spiritual tapestry woven by her mother. Yemoja Oshun, the Orisha of love and beauty. After Yemoja's nurturing embrace, we now turn to Oshun, the radiant Orisha of love, beauty, and prosperity. While Yemoja rules the oceans, Oshun governs the sweet, life-giving rivers. She is the embodiment of feminine power, gentle, nurturing, but also fiercely independent and full of vitality. Oshun represents abundance not just in material wealth but in love, creativity, and joy. Her waters inspire beauty both in appearance and in how we connect with life and others. Oshun is one of the youngest Orishas, born from Olodumare's creation. From her very birth, she was tied to the sweetness of rivers and the life-giving power of water. Her essence represents the flow of life. Like a river, she embodies love, beauty, and creativity, filling the world with vitality and inspiration. Where Yemoja's oceans are vast and powerful, Oshun's waters are gentle, soothing, and life-affirming. She brings warmth and light wherever she goes. At her core, Oshun is the goddess of love and fertility. She embodies sensuality, romantic attraction, and the pure expression of feminine energy. Those seeking romantic fulfillment, fertility, or creative inspiration turn to Oshun for her blessings. Her waters help bring new life, whether in childbirth, art, or new ideas. Women seeking to conceive often invoke her for help, believing her waters hold the power to nurture and bring forth life. Oshun is also the goddess of beauty, representing grace and allure. Those who call upon her are believed to enhance their own beauty, both inside and out, and gain greater self-confidence and empowerment. Oshun's waters are sweet, healing, and transformative. Water in Yoruba cosmology represents emotion, intuition, and the unconscious mind. Oshun's waters have the power to cleanse emotional wounds and rejuvenate the spirit. Her energy moves with purpose, balancing strength and gentleness. Just as a river carves its own path, Oshun's energy is gentle yet unstoppable, renewing all it touches. Her symbols, golden beads, honey, peacock feathers, represent her radiant beauty and divine femininity. Offerings of honey, oranges, and sweet foods honor her sweetness and the joy she brings into the world. Oshun's power is not only in love and beauty, but in transformation. Her love is a force that empowers individuals to overcome obstacles and reach their full potential. In one myth, Oshun healed a kingdom plagued by drought. By bringing her sweet waters, she not only revived the land but also brought joy and prosperity to the people. The transformation of the land mirrored the transformation in their hearts, teaching them that true abundance comes from love and inner joy, not material wealth. Her followers believe invoking Oshun brings not just romantic fulfillment, but personal growth and empowerment, helping them live more fully and authentically. Oshun's worship spread far beyond Yoruba land, and today she is one of the most revered Orishas in Afrodiasporic religions like Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou. In the diaspora, she is celebrated for her qualities of abundance, love, and creativity. In countries like Cuba, Brazil, and Haiti, Oshun is seen as a symbol of prosperity and self-expression, guiding followers toward success and fulfillment. In these traditions, Oshun is syncretized with the Catholic Our Lady of Charity, representing the same qualities of love, compassion, and healing. Her influence continues to inspire those seeking freedom, prosperity, and emotional healing. As we conclude Oshun's story, we move on to Oya, the Orisha of wind, storms, and transformation. While Oshun governs love and beauty, Oya is the fierce force of change, ensuring that the cycle of life, death, and rebirth continues. Oya, the Orisha of wind and storms. After the radiance of Oshun, we turn to Oya, the Orisha of wind, storms, and transformation, a fierce force who governs change, death, and rebirth. While Oshun's waters bring healing and prosperity, Oya's winds stir upheaval and challenge the status quo, clearing the way for new beginnings. She represents the chaos that precedes order, creating fertile ground for growth and evolution both personally and cosmically. Oya's origins are filled with mystery. She was once a mortal warrior queen and in some traditions married to Shango, the god of thunder. Their partnership symbolizes the balance between destructive fire and transformative winds. As Oya ascended to the divine realm, she became the goddess of winds and transformation, governing the cycle of life, death, and renewal. Oya's role in the Yoruba belief system is vital as she governs the stormy period between life and death, where souls transition and transformation happens. This continuous process of destruction and renewal is essential for growth. As the goddess of transformation, Oya challenges the established order, bringing disruption to create space for new beginnings. Her winds are the force that compels change, urging individuals to embrace growth even when it's uncomfortable. Oya teaches that chaos is necessary for new life, and that transformation is essential to the human experience. In some traditions, Oya is also connected to the marketplace, symbolizing the flow of energy and ideas. She reminds us that change is both inevitable and necessary for progress. Oya is represented by winds and storms, forces of chaos and renewal. Her winds shape the world while her storms cleanse and prepare the way for new life. Often depicted with a whirlwind or storm cloud, Oya is also symbolized by peacock feathers, representing beauty and rebirth. Her winds encourage personal growth, pushing individuals to let go of the old to make room for transformation. Though her storms may be violent, they are necessary for the growth that follows. Oya's connection to death through her role as the guardian of the cemetery gates reinforces the importance of releasing the old to make space for new life and possibilities. In the African diaspora, Oya is worshipped in Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou as a powerful Orisha, She is syncretized with Catholic saints like Saint Teresa of Avila and Our Lady of Candelaria, both of whom embody strength and transformation. Oya's worship in the diaspora focuses on revolution, social change, and empowerment. She is invoked during times of political upheaval, personal transformation, and spiritual awakening. In moments of adversity, Oya's winds remind us that even in the darkest times, renewal and transformation are possible. With Oya's winds guiding us, we now turn to Obaluaye, the Orisha of disease and healing, who governs the delicate balance between sickness and health, life and death, teaching us the importance of both destruction and redemption. Obaluaye, the Orisha of disease, music. Leaving behind Oya's transformative winds, we enter the realm of Obaluaye, the Orisha of disease, healing, and the delicate balance of life. While Oya governs change, Obaluaye rules over sickness and health, life and death. He teaches us that challenges, though painful, are essential to spiritual growth and transformation. Obaluaye's power lies in his ability to both cause suffering and bring healing, reminding us that life's challenges are necessary for personal evolution. Obaluaye's story begins with suffering. Often depicted as an elderly, scarred god, he symbolizes the pain he embodies. In some versions, he was born with a terrible disease, which led to his initial rejection by the other Orishas. Over time, Obaluaye learned that illness isn't just a punishment, but a step toward healing. After divine intervention cured him, he became the master of disease and recovery. Tasked with teaching humanity about the impermanence of health and the transformative power of suffering, Obaluaye's healing involves purification, restoration, and renewal. Much like the Earth's cycle of decay and rebirth, just as the Earth takes nutrients from death to give birth to new life, Obaluaye's healing is an act of transformation. Obaluaye's dual role as the god of disease and healing is central to his nature. Disease for Obaluaye is a challenge that can lead to spiritual awakening. He reminds us that health and illness are both part of the cycle of life, each necessary for personal growth. For every illness he brings, there is a cure. For every challenge, a lesson. Obaluaye is called upon during times of illness, especially long-lasting or mysterious afflictions. His followers seek his help not just for physical healing, but for emotional and spiritual restoration as well. Obaluaye is deeply connected to the earth and its processes of decay and renewal. He is often depicted with a staff and marked with sores, symbolizing the suffering he endured and the lessons he imparts. His association with the earth reflects the idea that suffering and purification are essential for spiritual rebirth. Obaluaye's followers also associate him with medicinal plants and herbs used in healing rituals. His connection to nature allows his devotees to access his healing powers through earth-based rituals, restoring balance to both body and spirit. Obaluaye is closely linked to the cycle of life and death, governing transitions between the two realms. He is invoked during burials and death rituals, ensuring the peaceful passage of souls. His power is in the transformation of the spirit, teaching that death is not the end but a part of the journey. Obaluaye's role as both a bringer of disease and a healer highlights the inevitability of death and the importance of embracing both life and death for spiritual growth. His influence reminds us that transformation often requires letting go of the old to make room for the new. In the African diaspora, particularly in Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou, Obaluaye's role as a healer is central. He is called upon during times of illness, distress, or spiritual hardship. His energy represents healing after suffering, making him a powerful figure in Afro-diasporic spiritual practices, especially in communities that have experienced historical trauma. Syncretized with Saint Lazarus and Saint Roch in various traditions, Obaluaye's role as a healer has become integral to many Afro-diasporic religious practices, guiding followers toward recovery and spiritual restoration. With Obaluaye's dual role as both healer and bringer of affliction understood, we now turn to Osanyin, the Orisha of herbal medicine and spiritual healing. Osanyin's mastery over plants and nature's healing properties offers another layer of understanding in the realm of health and spiritual restoration. Osanyin, the Orisha of herbal medicine. We leave behind the transformative powers of Obaluaye. We enter the realm of Osanyin, the Orisha of herbal medicine and the wisdom of nature. While Obaluaye uses suffering to foster healing, Osanyin's mastery lies in the sacred knowledge of plants, herbs, and roots, spiritual tools for restoration. Osanyin's deep connection to the earth allows him to heal by aligning humanity with nature's potent energies, promoting balance for body, mind, and spirit. Osanyin is one of the most revered Orishas in the Yoruba pantheon. Known for his vast knowledge of plant life and its healing properties, his wisdom makes him the ultimate guide for those seeking to restore health and well-being through the natural world. Osanyin is among the oldest Orishas, often depicted with a staff or branch symbolizing his dominion over nature. According to legend, Olodumare created Osanyin to guard the secrets of plants and herbs, granting him the divine knowledge of healing. Unlike other Orishas, Osanyin's influence is subtle, tied to the earth's rhythms rather than grand displays of power. Osanyin's knowledge was initially hidden from all but the initiated, and he became the master healer. His understanding of plants goes beyond physical remedies, emphasizing the spiritual connection between humanity and nature. Osanyin is revered as the ultimate healer, holding the key to both the spiritual and physical properties of plants. His healing approach is holistic, focusing not only on curing disease but restoring balance to the whole being. Osanyin's wisdom teaches that true healing involves harmony between the body, mind, and spirit. He is invoked when traditional medicine fails, or when the ailment requires deeper spiritual healing. Osanyin emphasizes that plants are not just physical substances, but carry spiritual energies capable of restoring health and balance. Osanyin's power is rooted in his unbreakable bond with the earth. He is depicted with a staff made of sacred woods or branches, symbolizing his mastery over nature's forces. His knowledge extends beyond herbal remedies to the spiritual energies that plants embody, teaching that healing requires reconnecting with nature's wisdom. The plants associated with Osanyin, roots, herbs, and flowers, represent the earth's healing power. His followers honor him through rituals that align with the cycles of nature, understanding that true healing is a sacred and spiritual process, not merely physical. Osanyin's knowledge of herbal medicine is passed down through sacred traditions. He is invoked by healers, herbalists, and spiritual guides who seek his divine wisdom for creating healing concoctions and remedies. In Yoruba culture, the healing arts are taught through direct connection with Osanyin's teachings, and it is believed that those who seek healing must first understand the deeper spiritual causes of their ailments. Rituals that honor Osanyin are integral to his healing process. Offerings of plants and herbs are made during ceremonies to seek his intervention, reinforcing the idea that healing is both a spiritual and physical act. Osanyin's healing wisdom is rooted in the belief that humanity's relationship with nature is essential to spiritual and physical well-being. His knowledge transcends the material, teaching that healing involves a deep spiritual connection to the earth. As we explore his teachings, we now turn to Erinle, the Orisha of hunting, healing waters and balance, whose mastery over both land and water guides us toward abundance and renewal. Erinle, the Orisha of hunting and healing waters. We now step from Osanyin's herbal wisdom into the realm of Erinle, the Orisha of hunting, healing waters, and abundance. Erinle's domain embodies the balance between earthly sustenance and spiritual nourishment. He not only provides the physical sustenance of the hunt, but also the rejuvenating powers of healing waters. His energy ensures harmony between life's practical needs and spiritual well-being. As the keeper of these healing waters, Erinle offers both vitality and spiritual renewal. Erinle is a figure deeply tied to nature's primal forces. Depicted as a strong and regal figure, he is the guardian of rivers, lakes, and forests, the places where the physical world and the spiritual world connect. Erinle's wisdom in the hunt is rooted in harmony with nature. He never takes more than necessary, allowing the cycle of life to continue unharmed. Some myths describe him as a great hunter, whose bounty never depleted the earth. He understood that his actions had consequences, and therefore hunted in a way that ensured nature's balance. Erinle's ability to master the hunt earned him control over healing waters, which were later used to cleanse and rejuvenate the spirit of those who called upon him. Erinle's relationship with the hunt goes beyond survival. It is a sacred act of respect for life. He teaches that hunting is not just about taking, it's about balance. Those who seek his blessings understand that hunting should be done mindfully, ensuring that the earth and its resources are treated with reverence. As the keeper of healing waters, Erinle's influence extends beyond physical nourishment. His waters are invoked when spiritual blockages or illness affect a person. His healing waters are thought to purify the body, restore the soul, and renew vitality. Erinle's waters are a symbol of spiritual renewal, reminding us that true sustenance comes from both the physical and spiritual realms. Erinle is often symbolized by a staff or spear, representing his mastery over the hunt and his connection to the natural world. His staff is not just a weapon, it's a spiritual tool, a connection to the healing energy of the earth. This symbol links Erinle to the dual forces of sustenance and spirituality. He is also depicted with rivers flowing from his hands or healing waters emerging from his mouth, showcasing his role as the provider of life. His waters represent the continuous flow of vitality and abundance. They are never stagnant, reflecting Erinle's energy, ever flowing, constantly renewing, and nurturing all who come in contact with them. In Afrodiasporic traditions, particularly in Candomblé and Santeria, Erinle is revered as both a provider of material prosperity and a healer of spiritual ailments. In places like Brazil and Cuba, Erinle's influence is seen in rituals dedicated to fertility and abundance. His waters are believed to bring prosperity, and his energy is sought when individuals or communities face spiritual crisis. In these practices, Erinle represents balance, helping people maintain harmony between the physical and spiritual worlds. His role as a healer extends beyond physical illness, encompassing spiritual cleansing and emotional renewal. He is invoked in times of struggle, especially when communities or individuals face hardship, symbolizing the possibility of renewal and healing. Erinle's power lies in his ability to provide not just material wealth, but also spiritual nourishment. He teaches the importance of balance between taking from nature and giving back, between earthly needs and spiritual well-being. As we look at Erinle's legacy, we turn next to Egungun, the collective ancestral spirit force. While Erinle nourishes the body and soul, Egungun connects us to the wisdom of our ancestors, guiding our spiritual path forward. Egungun, the collective ancestor spirit force. Leaving behind Erinle's healing waters, we now enter the realm of Egungun, the Orisha embodying the collective spirit of the ancestors. Where Erinle offers abundance and nourishment, Egungun connects us to the wisdom, guidance, and protection of those who have gone before us. In the Yoruba tradition, ancestors are revered not as distant memories but as active guiding forces. Through Egungun, we are reminded that the spirits of our forebears continue to shape our lives and destinies. Egungun is not a singular Orisha, but a spiritual force that represents the collective power of the ancestors. According to Yoruba belief, ancestors never truly depart. They remain in the spirit realm, guiding and protecting the living. Egungun serves as the embodiment of this ancestral energy, ensuring that the wisdom and power of those who came before us are never forgotten. Some myths describe Egungun as the first ancestor, the being who bridged the realms of the living and the dead. In the beginning, humanity didn't understand the importance of honoring the ancestors. To remedy this, the Orishas created Egungun to teach humans the significance of ancestral reverence. Over time, Egungun evolved into the guardian of ancestral wisdom, a spiritual force that can be called upon for guidance, protection, and wisdom in the physical world. Egungun's primary responsibility is to serve as the guardian of ancestral wisdom. Through him, the voices of our ancestors can still be heard, offering advice and direction. In the Yoruba belief system, ancestors are not distant spirits but active forces that provide protection, blessings, and guidance to their descendants. Ancestor worship holds a central place in many African cultures and in Yoruba spirituality. Egungun facilitates the vital connection between the living and the dead. Rituals honoring ancestors, such as the Egungun masquerades, allow the living to honor their forebears while receiving divine blessings in return. The relationship is reciprocal. The living offer respect and offerings, while the ancestors provide wisdom, protection, and blessings. The most striking symbol of Egungun is the masquerade, a sacred ritual that bridges the gap between the living and the ancestral realm. During the masquerades, masked dancers embody the spirits of the ancestors. They wear elaborate costumes made from cloth, feathers, beads, and wooden masks, moving in trance-like states as the ancestral spirits take over their bodies. The mask is not merely an accessory but a physical manifestation of the ancestral spirit. Through the mask, the dancer becomes a vessel, channeling the energy, wisdom, and power of the ancestors. This ritual is a potent reminder of the living connection between generations. It is a celebration of continuity where the past and present are woven together through the dance, honoring the wisdom that guides us today. In the Afro-diasporic traditions of the Americas and the Caribbean, Egungun continues to play a vital role in Candomblé, Brazil, Santeria, Cuba, and Vodou, Haiti. The reverence for ancestors is central to spiritual practices. The Egungun masquerade has been preserved and adapted in these regions, where masked dancers channel ancestral spirits during sacred ceremonies. In Cuba, the Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead rituals often incorporate elements of the Egungun tradition. Masked dancers representing the ancestors perform to honor and invoke spiritual guidance. In Brazil, Candomblé ceremonies also feature dances, drumming, and offerings in reverence to Egungun, reaffirming the connection to ancestral wisdom. This ancestral connection remains a cornerstone of Afro-diasporic spiritual practices, keeping the legacy of Egungun alive in the modern world. Egungun represents the eternal link between the living and the ancestral world. He is the embodiment of the wisdom, strength, and protection of those who have gone before us. The Egungun masquerades are a powerful ritual that underscores the importance of honoring our ancestors and maintaining a deep connection with them. In the diaspora, Egungun's legacy remains strong, and his influence continues to guide the living in both material and spiritual ways. Conclusion. The legacy of the Orishas. As we reach the end of our journey through the Yoruba pantheon, we have explored the profound and multifaceted roles of the Orishas, each embodying a distinct aspect of the natural world, human experience, and spiritual wisdom. From the supreme divinity of Olodumare, the creator of all, to the ancestral spirits embodied by Egungun, we've uncovered a complex and interconnected system that transcends the physical and spiritual realms. If you've enjoyed this exploration of the Yoruba pantheon and the Orishas, we encourage you to dive deeper into the world of African mythology, the spiritual practices that honor these deities, and the cultural significance they carry. Share your thoughts, insights, and experiences with us in the comments section. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new chapter in the rich and vibrant world of African mythological wisdom.